Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today the Houston Texans released the unofficial depth chart for Week 1 against the Baltimore Ravens. Let's go over it. So, this was yesterday. The Texans released the unofficial depth chart. So, before we get into it, I want to mention that before this was released, before the Houston Texans placed Titus Howard on the injured reserve. So they did list Titus Howard as the starting right tackle for the unofficial depth chart. Now that won't happen because he's been placed on the IR and will be out for the first 4 weeks of the season. Let's go over what the unofficial depth chart looks like for the Houston Texans going into Week 1. And before we do that, I want to say that the following players I'm about to list are the Houston Texans' first team for Week 1, or unofficial depth chart for Week 1. And here's the first team. All right, quarterback, C.J. Stroud. Running back, Damian Pierce. Fullback, Andrew Beck. Wide receiver, Robert Woods. Wide receiver, Nico Collins. Tight end, Dalton Schultz. Left tackle, Laremy Tunsil. Left guard, Josh Jones. Center, Jarrett Patterson. Right guard, Shaq Mason. It says right tackle, Titus Howard, but he is on the IR, so that should be George Fant starting at right tackle. So the starting offensive line for your Houston Texans Week 1 should be Laremy Tunsil, Josh Jones, Jarrett Patterson, Shaq Mason, and George Fant. And here's what the here's what the unofficial depth chart for your defense first team in Week 1 against the Baltimore Ravens. Defensive end, Will Anderson Jr., number 3 overall. Defensive tackle, Malik Collins. Defensive tackle, Sheldon Rankins. Defensive end, Jonathan Grenard. The linebackers. For your linebackers, Christian Harris, Denzel Perryman, and Jake Hansen. And then nickel, Tavier Thomas. And then for your corners, Derek Stingley Jr. and Steven Nelson. And then for your safeties, Jimmy Ward and Jalen Petrie. Here is what the Houston Texans' second team looks like on offense and defense. Quarterback, Davis Mills. Running back, Devin Singletary. No fullback listed. Wide receivers, Noah Brown and Tank Dell. Tight end, Tigun Quantanaro. Left tackle, there's no left tackle because it would be George Fant, but he's going to be starting at right tackle. But they do have George Fant listed as left tackle, the backup left tackle. Then left guard, Jarrett Patterson, even though he'll be starting at center. Center, Kendrick Green. Right guard, Nick Broker. And right tackle, Josh Jones. So there are a couple players listed on that second team offense that are already on the first team. All right, defense, here you go for the second team. Defensive end, Dylan Horton. Defensive tackles, Hassan Ridgeway and Kurt Heinisch. Defensive end, Jerry Hughes. Linebackers, Corey Littleton, Henry To'o, Blake Cashman, nickel, Graylin Arnold. Corners, Shaquille Griffin, Kadar Holman. Safeties, MJ Stewart and Eric Murray. And then for your third team, it's not much, but offense, quarterback, Case Keenum. Running back, Mike Boone. No fullback. Wide receivers, John Mechie III and Xavier Hutchin. And tight end, Brevin Jordan. No offensive linemen. And defense, there are only 3 players on the defense, and that is linebacker Novelli Hewitt for the third team and Alex Austin, who is a cornerback. And it also has Graylin Arnold listed as a safety, and he's already up there at nickel for the Houston Texans. So that is, and then also special teams. Forgot about special teams. No punter listed because I'm pretty sure that punter Cameron Johnston is still questionable for Week 1. But if he's not able to go, Ty Zentner will be the punter. So it's either going to be Cameron Johnston, who's questionable to start Week 1, or Ty Zentner. Kicker Kaimi Farrenbarren. Long snapper John Weeks. And then punt returner is Tank Dell, and kick returner is Mike Boone. So that is what the Houston Texans' unofficial depth chart for Week 1 against the Baltimore Ravens look like. That's what the unofficial Week 1 depth chart against the Raven looks like. And you guys let me know your thoughts on the unofficial depth chart for Week 1 against the Baltimore Ravens. I don't see anything. I mean, there's nothing I disagree with there. I think everything's pretty much right. I mean, some defensive things. I mean, I don't know why they have Jake Hansen starting at linebacker I don't think he will. I would think Blake Cashman is a star. I thought Blake Cashman was going to be the starter at linebacker, but maybe that's just maybe that's not going to happen. Maybe Blake Cashman is going to be the starter for the Houston Texans at linebacker. It's going to either be Jake Hansen or Blake Cashman. I wouldn't mind Henry To'oTo'o as well, but I don't think that's going to happen either. But you guys let me know your thoughts on the Houston Texans unofficial depth chart for Week 1 against the Baltimore Ravens. I'm so excited for Sunday. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out. Go Texans.